Hello.
Good morning, good evening, and good night.
Good morning,
Howdy.
afternoon, or evening. Gentlemen, let's get started. So this is what we got here.
Yeah. Anyone in the stream channel can click Mike Hornan's watch stream button to see the dashboard that he's probably recording right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave that there for now. Okay, so a quick recap of the situation. Right now we have 3 SPOs on the good chain. Normally 4, but one of them is down, which is sad. And we have
Well,
4.
it's up through a battery backup temporarily until it dies.
Yeah.
Hey,
20 minutes.
maybe we'll be back online and try to save the chain. Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen. This is why we're testing this. Well, we have some expectations, of course. I do have some expectations, and we'll test it live. So as it is right now, as you guys can see, the block height, the slot height as well, the chain density is all the same for both chain because they are a single one. And I will introduce the poisonous transaction right now. So let's do it. I'm going to try that. I'm going to stop my screen.
Beautiful graph, by the way, Mike.
Are you able to show the transaction itself and to sort of educate people as to what it was that made everything happen a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I will do it live, actually. So you guys will see what happens.
Let's get a command line up and running and see what went wrong.
Yes.
Mike, just a question. So how many servers or how many relays do we have now?
Oh, 30. Wait, let me check that. Total relays? Total number? I have...
Relays in front of the 8 pools that you want to split.
Oh, I don't know. How many relays do you guys have? I got 2.
I have none. I'm barebacking SanchoNet.
Same.
I have 1.
Yeah, some of us are doing it like straight from the block producer in a very unsafe SanchoNet way.
Yeah, that's all fine. Just right now, I know about 6 addresses, and that means I definitely don't cover 8 pools. So if I could have 2 more IP addresses from relays in front of participating pools, that would give me a better view.
Yeah, I'll get you mine now. 1 sec.
He already has it. So I gave him the topology file that we shared earlier, but I'm missing 2 of the actual participating pools. Probably Leon. Leon wasn't there last time. And who was the second one?
Put mine in the chat, so you can...
Yep. Which one was the second one? I wonder. Martin was there. Seven was there. If he was there... Let me check the list real quick. The list... we have Happy, I am... Mark!
Big question.
Mark.
Yeah.
Big question.
Actually...
Who is...
What's that?
Go ahead.
Mark wasn't there, but Mark is offline right now, so he can't... or probably can share his IP. Marcus wants to have the IP of your relay endpoint.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Give me a second.
All right. Where was I? The transaction. Just a second. Let's do it there. Okay. All right. Now let's share this screen. Change screen. Oh, actually, I'm just going to move this over there. There you go. So the CBOR, where was it? So I'll just grab the CBOR X. There you go. And okay.
And then you click on the green arrow above. Yep. So and now you can see all the data in there, and you can edit it from there.
Okay. All right. And I'll just modify my file.
How many bytes did we add to the seaboard hash now? Anyone knows?
56.
Well, how much is overhead? How much is overhead
Well,
from expected?
The correct validation logic is equal to exactly 56 bytes, but the bugged versions didn't have that exact requirement, and that's what allowed a doubling. So 56 times 2, 112.
Could we even make it longer? Could we try even more?
How far was this validation? We're recreating the real event.
Let's try to make it work first, and then we could try
Yeah.
everything else. If you guys want.
I'm gonna try and make it like 1,000.
Ryan is going for the infamous Stack Overflow.
You have to respect the transaction size, though, right?
It should work though, right? I mean, if it could work for doubling, it should work for.
As long as it doesn't go over the max transaction body size, as Mike says, or the block.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite interesting. It depends what kind of validation logic was in the bugged version of the node, whether or not it was allowing arbitrary more. But yeah, you're trying to get like some sort of buffer overflow thing going so that you can execute random arbitrary code, right? But I don't think that can happen here under the way things are set up. But maybe
No, I probably won't be able to cause a buffer overflow, is my understanding. But it'd just be funny if I could do like really, really, really long.
Well, I can sign it.
ID.
That's a good news, is I can sign it. Can I transaction view it?
Have you sent it over from the left side to the right side again?
Yeah, he did. It's longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it get bigger in real time.
Transaction file. Let me just check that transaction file, see if. Okay, let's see.
There, you can. Ryan thinks there was no validation on the length at all. So it would accept any length. I'm not sure, but you can look at the actual commit.
The issue was that in previous versions there was a check that the length must be exactly 28 bytes, and in the bugged version using another library, it was at least 28 bytes.
Yeah. So and 56 was the bad one then. Double 28.
Yeah, so it should work with 1 byte more. Yeah.
Wait.
What?
Okay, so the transaction view also show it to me normally. That's weird. But I did change it. I did. If I look at the CBOR, TX2 raw, it's clearly modified. Yeah.
Well, it may be that your tool is only looking at the first 28 bytes to get a translation and doesn't even consider anything extra.
Well, let's try it.
Yeah, let's try it. See if we can break the chain in twain.
Submit. Oh. Okay, wait. Where's that panel? Okay, let's see now. Let us see. Entire screen. There you go.
Okay, so if this works, we should see two distinct lines deviating from one another. The chicken relay will be the green line, and the pig relay will be the yellow line, and they will diverge.
Eventually, yeah.
It's happening.
Is it?
The bad relay made an
Oh! Yes!
the good one.
All right! There you go!
Good work.
We just had to wait.
Gentlemen,
Oh, that's cool. Super cool.
we broke the thing.
SanchoNet Classic.
Yeah, there it is. Hello there, chicken chain and pig chain.
SanchoNet Classic is one.
Chain's taken off. Chicken relays behind. We're running this live. They're on the.
The funny thing is, my block producers just like started syncing again, so I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Wow, look at that. How beautiful is this? So as you can see, guys, the chicken relay here, that's the right chain, is under the pig relay. So the longest chain right now is the pig.
And this is the way it happened in May, well, because there were fewer. Well, no, there was more stake on the pig relays, so there was more scheduled blocks on the pig block producers. So it got more density and got further ahead to begin with. I've just had a block turn up on my chicken chain, so there should be a little bit of movement on the chicken chain very shortly. The chicken chain's relay outgoing pairs are reducing there, Mike. It's going red. Yeah, so we're getting a massive reduction in hot pairs on my side. It went down from 20 hot pairs to 8, just like Mike's did to begin with.
I just
Yeah.
wanted, Johnny, I just wanted to ask, how many do you all have like a default configuration of 20 hot pairs? Are there enough relays in this testnet to have 20 hot pairs?
There were, yes, and I had 20 hot pairs to begin with until we bifurcated the net.
So what we got here, you can see like I got the outgoing and the incoming pairs of both relays, the chicken and the pig. So right now the pig relay has 21 outgoing pairs, 31 incoming pairs. And well, on the chicken side, it's a little worse, but it's still going.
I can confirm that I did get a chicken block, so there should be some. Yeah, the chicken.
Oh, look at that, guys. There you go. That's exactly what I told you. You see this?
What is that?
It went back.
The chicken strikes back.
Yep. Look at this, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, because the chicken caught up and because everybody could validate the chicken chain just won. So this is what would happen if someone tried to replay the attack on mainnet right now.
Yes.
Because there's enough chain density for the chicken to take over the pig. The chicken would always become the combined chain again very quickly now that this has been fixed. So what we need to do to keep the pig ahead of the chicken,
we need more pig relay.
We need to kill a pig. No, sorry, we need to kill a chicken. So whose chicken
replace.
wants to be killed?
Replace them.
What do you mean?
One of the chicken block producer uses 10.4.1 instead and produce blocks.
Well, I don't want to change the underlying structure because I want to be able to move back between equal and not equal. So shutting down
Jen, because what I believe happened. Maureen, Maureen, we hear you. How you doing?
Timan gave me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's
I'm
the
so
thing.
sorry. I just muted. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. So what we witnessed there is something that I was expecting because the chicken chain will never roll back to the pig one, and as soon as for any reason you get one more block on the chicken chain than you have on the pig chain, since it's technically like almost a 50-50, like not exactly one, but it allows this to happen. And like Johnny said, if we want to make it worse, or if we want to make it as if it was on mainnet, we will need to cut down an additional relay. Kill a chicken block producer. So since I believe that's fully related to Mark coming back.
Yeah.
You evil. Try to How dare you try to fix this chain?
I can kill it. And the only reason I could do it is because I had a Docker container running a Sancho DB sync while I was developing that thing. So I copied the keys over. But I could just kill it, man.
Well, that's
That'll be
funny, Mark.
interesting.
You just single-handedly saved SanchoNet from a bifurcation of the network using a Cardano Constitution battery pack powered node.
So, Mark, please, if you would like to shut down your block producer, and I would need an additional one, either Happy, Leon, Johnny Kelly, or Ian to also shut down their block producer.
I will volunteer. I will shut down.
Okay, so
No,
Mark.
wait. No, I don't want to shut down. Shut up.
Don't,
No,
okay,
someone
don't.
else shut down.
That's fine. Okay, so we got Mark. Who else? We have.
I can shut
That guy's down to confirm.
Who said? Who was this?
I was just
I was on my
confirming.
So Leon, and
Yeah.
Mark. Okay, good. Go ahead and shut down your node.
The reason I changed my mind is I'm running the block producer directly on chain with no relays, and I want to be able to see the tip difference and report it from the chicken chain. Just on my personal version, not the dashboard.
So me and Leon could be the heroes, Johnny. No worries.
Yeah, you guys can come in clutch before the pig chain takes over forever and just bring everything back the way it should be. But yeah,
Mike,
you have to recreate
just
that.
as a short note, just as a short note, something that I or something that I saw. I don't know who was this. It was not me.
No, Martin Lang did that.
One thing that I noted, and so everyone may watch at his own blockade and blockade, and we all looked at the charts that you show here. I assume that you have two different nodes that you show here, right?
Yeah.
What I noted here is that by watching the 7 different relay nodes in the forked state, some of them really struggled to get the blocks in time. So like there was not just a fork that I watched in the same moment, it was like from 7 nodes, it was 5 different blockades in that moment. So being on fork A or B, and what is very interesting here, it is the same thing that we also noted in the big, huge mainnet. I didn't, honestly, I wondered, and I honestly did not expect it in a smaller testnet environment. But also here, the nodes, the P2P networking had some, let's say, all your nodes had some trouble or it took them some time to learn about the block, even on the fork they are on. So like they didn't have the new block produced by someone else on their own fork within a second or two, but it was like 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds until some of them catched up.
Wow. Are you guys
this was also the reason why on the mainnet incident, when we would have added the block production rate from both forks, it was way below the ideal 5%. So we had a lower block production rate, even if the stake was divided in 2 parts, larger or smaller. That's not the problem, but stake did not disappear. The ability to propagate the blocks in time and get them adopted and grown was reduced. And here I noted the same. Just for the information. So when you watch your own blockade or what Mike you stream here is one truth, but not all nodes on the fork actually are on the same height.
Oh, yeah, I should have. Yeah, you're right. I should track. I do track the time. Am I still streaming? I'm yes. So I got my time synchronization, but as Marcus mentioned, only on the nodes I'm tracking right now. So, at best we should probably like have all of us at least a Prometheus Explorer and stuff like that, so I can also like track other ones. at best.
Extend the time frame over the last 10 or 15 minutes just to see the difference.
Yeah. Let's see, 15 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, here you see like I have like at least my time synchronization on both are fine. They're within 7.5 milliseconds, 6 for the other one. But here you see the separation is there. And it just got back nearly like 2 or 3 minutes later, it just went back.
That almost looks like an American election. Sorry.
What?
This as a what about doing this as a three-way split in the future?
Getting adventurous there, Van, aren't you?
Is it like, could we do a transaction that would split the chain three ways?
No, because once the split already happened, the validation logic had already occurred where it would create two, and if you resubmitted the same problem, only one of the two chains would accept it, and it wouldn't.
Johnny,
it wouldn't split
Right.
further.
What I was expecting still happened there. Because as you can see here, you can see that the block sync, the amount of block within that time frame at the at the 35th at the 30th second on the chicken chain went higher than the pig relay. So temporarily, you guys produced more blocks on the chicken
but
relay.
they took a longer time to arrive because of the degradation of the peer connections and the propagation of those blocks on the
This
chicken chain.
is
And
why
I
we
saw
would need to.
I saw it drop from 20 hot peers to 8, and you saw yours drop from like 8, 19 to 7 at the lowest. So the quality of the passing of the blocks was what caused the difference more than the block production themselves, which is very interesting. And then it eventually caught up and took over, and then everything came back together because everyone agreed on the chicken chain once the chicken chain was longer. But if while the pig chain was longer, not everyone could agree because half of the SPOs and relays were on the non-bugged version, the chicken version, that wouldn't accept the pig chain at all. So it had to be that the chicken took over before it could recombine into a single chain.
And let's be honest here. I mean, like chicken tastes better than pig, right? Like.
Well, I mean, chicken and pig and
Wrong.
You can
Well,
combine.
that depends on your cooking skills.
What's that?
That depends on your cooking skills, mate.
Yeah.
So
you're going to submit it again, this time with fewer chickens. We killed 2 chickens. We're going to cook them. They're nice. But in the meantime, the pigs will continue to roam.
Sure, let's try this. Let's try this.
Is the goal to have the separation last more than 5 or 6 hours here?
I mean, we could do that if we did that.
No, we will.
On mainnet, there's 2,160 blocks before you can roll back in it. Once you get past 2,160 blocks on mainnet, pig wouldn't have been able to roll back into chicken. On SanchoNet, it's a fifth of that because there's only 1 day epoch, so it's 432 blocks.
I want to do that.
We'll have 2.4 hours normally. If everything was running together, it would take 2.4 hours for us to get to a point on average where you couldn't roll back. But because there's a 50-50 split potential here, although that's quite interesting, it might take longer. But yeah, anyway, if we just assume it was a 50-50 split, it would take about 4.8 hours of pig chain chain growth before after 4.8 hours on average, you wouldn't be able to roll back the pig. And then if that had happened on mainnet, all of the SPOs on the pig chain would have had to manually upgrade, which they did anyway, and also truncate their chain going back to the last known good block. And it would have been a lot of work because Daedalus was running on the chicken chain, so there would have had to been update work and coding to upgrade the Daedalus wallets and messaging going out for possibly weeks for Daedalus users to move over to a working thing. And then they'd have to be taught some sort of script to run to truncate their chain history. It would have been an absolute nightmare if the pig had won. So the chicken was chosen to make it the best user experience of all. And I like that. So although people were quite adamant that the longest chain should win by default, the argument for the user experience was so high that there was no real controversy going with the shorter chain and turning it into the longer one. At least in my opinion, it was a good choice.
So I need to drop off, but Mike, I've put in the chat a signed transaction which has 1,000 byte stake pool ID. If you want to submit that, it should work. It's been a lot of fun. I'll see you all later. Good luck.
Is it signed? Is it signed and ready?
It's signed. It should work.
Nice.
Just dropping a bomb. He's left a grenade and leaving. Like,
Yeah.
Have
So,
fun.
yeah, we've all been talking about it being double the hash size, but Ryan has just made something the multiple, like how many 1,000 did he say? So if it was 28 to begin with, it's like tens of copies of the hash.
Oh God, that's gonna be fun. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna call it TX3.raw. Why not?
no, you need to name the transactions like the US name their warheads.
How
Big boy.
Big
And
D.
it's the mother of all transactions or something.
Yeah.
The mother of all delegations.
Yo mama transaction.
I mean, if you called it the mother of all transactions, if you called it the moat, it is creating a separation. So it would be a well-named transaction.
I like that. Yeah, it's got poetry.
I'm ready to submit. Now, I question: do we have both nodes shut it down?
Mark, are you dead?
Yeah, well, I turned it to a relay. Is that acceptable behavior, or do you want me to turn it?
Oh, yeah, it's good. And Leon.
Leon, are you dead?
Yeah, mine is off.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Oh no! Wait! No, it doesn't work. Missing witness UTXO. Dude, you didn't sign it.
He said he signed it, the lion man.
Oh God, dude.
Oh, for God's sake, who brought fucking...
Let's go back to plan one.
Signs? When did this happen?
I don't know who's playing with the noise, but it's on point. It's perfect. Okay. Let's go with this then. I thought I already modified it, but I forgot. So let's do it again. And then I'll sign and submit that sweet transaction. Let's go.
Wouldn't it be interesting to actually simulate a manual rollback event, right?
No, that's what we want to do. That's exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the
for 5 hours.
Here's the thing. That's what we're gonna do. We separate both chains, and we make sure they get past 3K over F. And once this is done, then we try to manually see if it can be rolled back, which I doubt it will. And then when we confirm that we can't, then we'll have to explain how to truncate. Again, for those who doesn't know, it's going to be awesome knowledge, but you know, I'm biased.
Yeah.
Let's.
Hey, Gabriel.
In that case, though, say we were successful in rolling back the chain manually, wouldn't an easy fix would be for dataless users to sync from origin, from Genesis?
Both works, but yes, they would have to do that if the node that they're using is broken, if they're part of the problem. Yes.
But that would only be true once enough people had rolled back and created the right winning chain.
Right, assuming chicken became the main. You're right.
Yeah.
And you need, and it depends if you how your own node currently tries to sync from Genesis. So like in browse mode, in Genesis mode, and if you find some source of truth that you actually want to sync to.
Yeah, Genesis mode has some issues on preview. That's also quite interesting. So people
Yeah,
that are syncing with Genesis modes are getting stuck at the block height where they fork a cord, and yeah, when they change back to browse mode, they can continue to sync up to tip. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah, an interesting thing on the preview network, we did actually get to a point where there was a proper split, right? Because my preview relay and SPO nodes ended up just lost in space because there wasn't an automatic rollback to the chicken chain equivalent on preview as we did get past the required locking slot. So a number of nodes had to do the truncation, and including myself on my relay and my SPO. I didn't resync from Genesis. I just truncated back to the last known good slot, and it did work. It went back onto the chicken on preview SPO node and relay. Of course, in order to do it properly, you had to do the relay resync first to make sure that it was on the right chain for the guarded SPO to then get that proper chain from the connected relay. But yeah, it's been done in preview, is the point, pseudoscientist, and it did work. Truncation did work. So I expect it to work on SanchoNet myself.
Yeah, so that was kind of my train of thinking too, is why wouldn't it work, right? And it would be like, yeah, like if we were to bootstrap certain peers that were building the proper chain and that extended past the proper one, like that is the fix, right? Like we need to selectively peer to, right? The only way it wouldn't work is if we're still connected to pig producing relays.
Yeah.
And
which you wouldn't be able, because you'd upgraded to the non-bugged, the fixed version of the node, it wouldn't go off in that direction anyway once it got to that transaction. But it, yeah, so it would go back into the right place because you upgraded and truncated, and it did work that way before preview. So
good to know. Thank you.
So pseudoscientist, I don't know if you were there the first time we tried on SanchoNet or if you're just here right now. We did a test last time on SanchoNet where we shut down our block producers. The ones that Mike filled with a lot of stake, and then we had leftover block producers on the chain that were not able to produce a block within the validity window. So they completely fell out of the chain. And the node said, okay, we're out of the validity window. I cannot build on this block again. And then we all truncated back our chain, and we chose one stake pool to synthesize the chain. So we selected one stake pool that can at least produce one block within the validity window, and that no producer produced zero size transactions all the time, right up to the tip, and then we slowly synced all from this node again, and then we created a little network on our own. We firewalled off all the other nodes, and then we opened up slowly the network again so other nodes could rejoin.
You just spammed with empty blocks, essentially?
Yes, there's a tool. It was my SPO that did the synthesis. There's a tool called DB Synthesizer that allows you to take the existing TES keys and the BRF key that would determine your slot lottery results, and then just create empty blocks on the time frame. But it's just expanding the database offline to create these empty blocks so that there is continuity that then people can sync from. So it was an offline generation of blocks just to create a chain that had enough integrity for people to limp along with and then get back to normal. Yes, the important thing is DB Synthesizer tool ensures that any appended blocks that are done offline have nothing in them. So and you can verify that by looking at the history. So if you look back on SanchoNet far enough, you'll see a string of blocks from a single SPO that had nothing in them, and then it got back to normal.
Well, I'm sorry I missed it and necessitated the explanation, but that's awesome.
It's scenario 2, by the way. It's scenario 2 that we tested the last time. This one was scenario 3. Works.
Interesting, because both chains, I think, produced a new block, but with a different hash in the same slot.
There you go.
Oh, am I crazy?
There it is.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
The pigs are out, everybody.
Here we go again. The fight is on.
And this time the chickens have been hobbled.
We should have done wagers on Bodega or something, man.
It happens. Oh my god, it's happening. It's happening. Everybody stay fucking calm.
So this is interesting because we're hoping to see that the chicken relay peers drop again in quality of propagation, just to see if it's a repeatable problem.
So chicken is on the left right now.
Chicken is the green right now.
Chicken is flat.
And
okay, yeah.
the
Chicken
yellow,
is flat.
Yeah, chicken is flat.
The pigs are running.
Pigs are producing blocks, and chickens are slowly getting lost.
Chickens have half the amount of potential block production in them because 2 of 4 SPOs on the chicken chain are now offline. So we're going to have a lot less density of blocks arriving on the chicken chain, which means it won't automatically take over as quickly as it did the last test. And if we have enough of a difference, the pig chain should have double the density, so it'll massively overtake chicken. And if we leave it enough hours, it should just pigs should just be unrecoverable at that point.
Chicken is dropping peers. That's trackable
The chickens
there.
are dropping peers. The chickens are dropping peers.
All right, that's good. It's looking good. It's looking great right now. 5 minutes. Let's go to 15 so we can clearly see something's going on here. Oh, there you go. Yep. And
I have a quick question. Johnny and Happy are on the big chain, right?
No, I'm on a chicken chain. I've
yeah.
I've only got 6 hot pairs at the moment. I'm on 10.5.
Okay, but because I see that Happy is a blockade 274, while Inter and Happy are still on 722. So there is a new block that you don't see here in your charts, but it is not propagating to the others. And now for over 30 seconds.
Yeah, I've got 135 seconds of tip difference, and it's on block 381527 So yeah, it's the peers problem, right? The peers aren't passing the blocks around fast enough, and we'll end it up. You wait 20 seconds for a block.
You just received it, Johnny.
Yes,
you are now
I did.
on 274.
Can you share your screen of how you're getting this dashboard? Because that's cool. Like you knew exactly when I got my block.
Yeah, show us.
Well, not exactly with 5 seconds delay or up to 5 seconds delay, but now you are ahead. You are now on 275.
Yes.
Happy is on 274, and Happy is still on 272.
This man is running a war room right now. He knows what every single SPO's block height currently is. Is there a way you can share this, Marcus?
I think so. Right now, not so easily because I do screen recording in order to have it to analyze it later. But I can share the screen recording later.
Okay, that's good. We'll
All
be
right.
able to if you give that to Mike, he'll be able to cut to it in editing and just
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna include it in the video. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Interestingly, the other chains, so where Able Pool and Sevens and the other 2 relays they are now on 281 blockade, and they sync quite well. So there is a new block, and within 3 or 5 seconds. So what I have as a measurement frequency, they are all up to date. But you on the other chain, you still are stuck on so 3 relays on 3 different blockades now for almost a minute. So
That's fascinating. I mean, this is how pig ended up taking over chicken. The block propagation.
I personally believe that this was in the beginning of the mainnet incident.
Yeah.
There was I mean, I don't have proof, but I believe that with random slot leader election, even if stake was distributed like 50-50 or what else, there was a random sequence of one of the two forks that had enough blocks in a density so that they were able to keep the peers and the topologies, and then the propagation worked. And the other chain, the other fork, sorry, had enough stake, but they missed to propagate the blocks. And that then caused less blocks, even more dropping of connection, and so on and so on.
Yeah, because you get a negative feedback loop, because if you haven't received blocks, you start distrusting your peers because they haven't sent you a block that you're expecting within a time frame. So you disconnect from them, which is a bigger problem of propagation. And this is the problem that Mike had, that he got so frustrated with when he was on the chicken chain. He says, I keep losing connection to my own relays from my SPO because it drops off without getting a block.
It was
And
so
he was
annoying.
really angry about that at the time, because it's like, it shouldn't ever disconnect from my relays, he was arguing, because
They're hot
I've
peers.
made them trustable. They're my own infrastructure. Why is it doing this? So he got frustrated and said it should be changed.
Well, it was in the early in the day, right? Like, I don't think, like, probably.
Well,
I have no idea, man.
I've seen this behavior happen between client SPOs and their own internal relays. If enough time passes between a block, it'll drop off for 10 seconds and then reconnect automatically, because it is a trusted peer in the topology. But it is a little bit frustration that there can be these 10-second gaps if the whole chain has a delay in a block propagation between the SPO and the relay. Maybe there should be some logic that says, if they're set up as trustable from a sort of separated SPO connected to its own relays, it doesn't ever drop, even if there are these long delays between blocks. But it's an argument to be made. Mike was definitely angry on the day that his SPO kept dropping.
Well, some of my relays, I mean, not all together, but I just disliked it. I was like, no, it shouldn't happen. Yeah, I know that's part of the, like.
Well, it's so that it keeps searching for good on a normal network. That would be good behavior, because if you're not getting what you're expecting when you ask for a block fetch, then it's not reliable, that node. So you would drop from it and go and find another one, because you want that reliable propagation. But in situations like this, where
Guys, the one chain with you, Johnny, Happy, and Happy just forked again. So they weren't able to get blocks from the others, and started and minted additional blocks on their own. So now we have blockade 276 with different hashes, you, Johnny, and Happy.
So what we've been saying about not being possible to get to 3 chains isn't true.
Mark.
Well, the thing is here, they still, let's say, I don't know, but we may see them now converting, like having a longer hate battle. Let's call it this way. Maybe.
Okay.
We will see.
They come from the same place. It's just they haven't decided who wins between. So it's a normal everyday fork, because they will fight it out.
It's a longer hate battle, because it goes now for 2 minutes.
Wow. Well, I mean, we were seeing that kind of behavior with the chicken chain. We were seeing like blocks coming in from hours ago, fighting with one that was just made in the last few minutes. So this kind of behavior did happen on mainnet. But once we got everybody back with the right density and the right, connected peers, it went.
Johnny, sorry to cut you off. Leon, can you restart your block producer? But Mark, leave it closed, please.
No problem, boss.
The way you presented that sounded like a magic trick.
You're online, yes.
Yeah, but we've also learned from last time when you try to catch up to the chain, don't sync your relay and your active block producer at the same time, because you wanna trip over your own produced blocks, and then your sync will halt again.
Yeah, which is what
That was
happened. What I was saying to
a
Super
funny thing
Scientist.
too.
That's what I was saying to Super Scientist.
Johnny and Heavy just merged, so they solved the fork.
Okay, so Happy came back and made things happy again on the chicken chain?
No, Happy is still stuck on 272, so way behind. He appears completely disconnected. But Inter and Heavy are on the same fork.
Sorry, I misheard you. Yeah, Heffy and Intertree. We were the only ones. We were the only ones on the chicken chain. There was only 2 SPOs at that point. Happy's coming back and resyncing now to catch up and be the third SPO and increase our density on the chicken chain. But he's resyncing at the moment.
Let me think about.
I mean, what I think would really help, and we have this now brought up a few times with the new monitoring tool Marcus is developing. Every SPO can contribute to it, and with your own key you can also get out more information back, so you can see how your block distributes around the world and is received from other nodes that you can currently not see. So with this alone you can build your emergency system to check how you're doing against others. So I think this will be very helpful.
That is one part. I started thinking about how to formulate it. I mean, just now here by voice and very ad hoc here, but one thing is also how much would an individual SPO be willing to share, for example, running his precise node version numbers. And there is first a question, would you like to do this? Just to give you an idea, maybe someone says, yes, no problem. Go for it, I enable it and easily share it. We need to also know that there are certain DevOps environments in companies or in larger exchanges, for example. They have processes and the rules in place that they are not allowed to publicly expose exact node or code base versions that they currently have deployed. So it must be, if we would implement something like this, then it must be either an opt-in or an opt-out config that some operators expose. And then it still remains a question, is it a good idea? Because in the case of a critical incident, it will help us really a lot. But before it becomes a critical incident, the attacker could check how feasible it will be, or could even tailor his attack based on this public information. So we need to be very careful on this. Well, now, on top of this, which is an open question, and we need to figure out how we can have better numbers in future such fork situations. I hope nobody assumes that this was the first and the last one. Then the other question, and this is what Martin just mentioned, the monitoring project, where right now I use some parts of it here in this test scenario, but also 2 weeks ago in the mainnet incident, is what we built, and we really want to provide it and ask SPOs to participate in it. It will be a win-win, because the participating SPO will have different, better perspectives of his own. So how his own infrastructure, I say infrastructure because it is all his relays together, are seen and perceived from the rest of the network, or from not the whole rest of the network, but many different places around the globe. And this is the benefit or the win that the participating SPO can get, that he gets a real-time perspective with also some Prometheus metrics that he can integrate into his monitoring project. And then he can easily assess, look, I am on the right chain, on the fork. Is there something very different? And that in a moment of urgency or critical behavior, can probably help a lot.
That sounds very cool, and I will definitely be adding it to those metrics and alerts because at the moment you kind of have to feel it out based on sort of heuristics, right? You get an alert that you haven't had a block in over this amount of time that you've set up, and then you've got to work out backwards why that's happened. Is it a natural thing, or is there like sometimes there are over 5 minute gaps between blocks naturally, or is there an actual problem that's causing these alerts? And if you had this additional metric where you can just look at the health of things by how well your stuff is propagating, that's cool.
Yeah, I
Nice.
think Mike from Pool Tool has some interesting logs for you also, Marcus. I don't know if you have spoken to him, because with the SanTip thing, you know, where every SPO, not every, many SPOs are sending their tip to Pool Tool. Yeah, I think he did not do a filtering, so that's was the issue why people were confused when they look at the blocks on Pool Tool, because they were all there, so from the pig and the chicken chain.
Yep.
But also he had a really nice insight how all this node behaved, and yeah.
That was really cool seeing both chains. It's a shame he couldn't color code them because of that, but it looked like you had like completely insane differences in the battles, right? Because one was on a completely different further ahead chain versus the one, but it was so cool to see like both chains live coming through and like
Yeah, you could see it in the parent hash, and then you look and then you thought, what? Huh? And there's a battle, but the next
Yeah.
one had no parent hash of this battle, and so on and so on and so on. Yeah.
It was fascinating to watch in real time. It's like being able to see into two parallel universes.
But that is basically the small version of that what Marcus is trying to build here, right?
Mike, quick question, as I still am recording here, forks and forks of forks. Do we plan to merge these two things back, or is it like a final fork?
We are trying to reach 3K over F, and then we will try to see if we can merge them back by any other means than truncating. Yes, I want to make it fail. I want to get past to the point where we can't merge it back, so we can make a little tutorial video on how to truncate and the use of it, which would be very, very useful if, for example, a fix is undoable or it's impossible to fix it within the first 36 hours of a fork like this, right? Because we've been lucky, actually. Like, it was very efficient. Like, you know, like everyone really made the move really quickly in the first 24 hours. But if all the stake pools operator altogether wouldn't care, we would have reached that point eventually. And
yeah,
it's important to
and
mention.
the more SPOs moved over to the patched version or reverted to the non-bugged version, the more that happened, the more time we bought as well, because the pig chain's density was going down as people were moving over to chicken. So that was a brilliant thing because it bought more time each time an SPO got on board with the fix. But yeah, if the SPOs hadn't responded as quickly as they did to do the updates or the reversion, then Pig was going to win. So like the win here was the SPOs actually responding to the issue. The bug fix could have been out the patch. The fix to go back to an older version could have been known, but if not enough SPOs had actually acted, we would have had a disaster, right? So well done, SPOs is the message. Like you actually paid attention to what's happening, came into the right place to communicate what to do, followed the instructions. Now there's a big philosophical question. If you're being rushed to upgrade a node, is that a good thing to take on board? But there was an alternative option, which was to go back to the one that worked. So you didn't have to trust me, bro, a bug fix patch, and that's all we're doing. You know, you didn't have to have that scenario. You could fix it without having to accept any new code. But everybody worked out what they were more comfortable with and did what they did quickly enough to fix it. And without them actually doing that, it wouldn't have been fixed. So even with a bug fix, the SPOs are
Yeah, there are two values. So you mentioned 3K over F. So you have the immutable window. That's 2160 blocks on mainnet. And in normal slot production things, this works out at around 36 hours. But it's always this 2160 blocks. If you're over this, your node cannot go back automatically to pick up the right chain. And the 36 hours, because we had this discussion before, is the validity window where you at least need one block on the chain, because we had this discussion internally, was Cardano down or not? And you can say with this formula that Cardano can be said is down when you don't see a block in at least 36 hours. So that's the maximum time we can wait, and the the chain would still survive.
Yeah.
If you're over this 36 hours on mainnet, all the block producers would say, I cannot build a new block on
Which is
this
scenario
last block.
2 of the disaster recovery, which we've already tested. We left
Correct.
it long enough for no block to exist, so that nobody could recover without DB synthesizer
Correct.
intervention and building an empty set of blocks in order to get back to where we need to be. But yes, that's quality stuff. Marcus is sharing some screenshots here.
Oh. Ooh. Fork A.
Just for translation, is A pig or chicken?
A
Honestly,
is,
I don't.
I can tell. Yeah, A is pig and B is chicken.
Honestly, so my script here is just assigning A and B and C, and it may also switches over after some time. I don't know, or the script doesn't know about pigs and chickens and bulls and what else. So the thing here is there is. I just closed now another one, and you see that the fork B was quite stuck. So like for a whole minute, all three had not any progress. While you see the other ones, also the other ones, interestingly, had no block for a whole minute. But let's go to more.
Mark, are you still there, Mark?
Do I need to? Am I resurrecting something, or sorry? Everything's
No.
running out of battery,
Don't.
so
Don't. Leave it as is. Leave it as
okay.
is.
That's good news because battery is becoming an issue.
Fair enough. I loved your tweet, by the way, Mark. Maybe in the future. Well, actually, Mike could be able to switch to it if I share the tweet. It's a very lovely Christmassy looking battery powered Raspberry Pi node for SanchoNet. Very, very festive. I'll drop it in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Hey, do you guys mind if we, if I do a screenshot of that? What I'm seeing right
I'll
now?
drop it. What screenshot of what?
Of like us with the.
Oh, I don't mind being in a picture. If you don't want to be in a picture, remove your camera at the moment, I guess.
Can I put my wig on first?
Yeah, if you want to show your face, go ahead. If not, that's okay.
I hate the wigs. I really do. Oh, look at that chicken. No, it's never mind. That's just the slot height. That's fine.
All right.
Really committed to the rock symbol there, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, you gotta hold it.
Wait. No, Mark was. Let me do that again.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a last minute pie in the shot decision.
No, your face was like
Fine,
kind
it's
of
not.
foggy, like, so that's why I had to do it. There you go. That's done. Awesome.
Rock and roll.
Nice.
Somebody on some meetings, I've been looking at my phone like this, right? and I've been looking at my phone while I've been on a meeting, and someone has thought the entire stream has just cut off because I'm just locked in and looking at my phone.
Hey Mark, why do you have a power cut?
I mean, we could go into that because this is the fourth one in like 3 days, 5 days, and Scottish Power. I'm not even in Scotland.
It's not Scottish.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, it's a pain in the arse. Yeah. I've got backups, but not enough, it turns out, for more in a few hours.
So you're not a prepper?
Oh, I'm a prepper, but how much do you prep? You know, I haven't got enough money to do the full kit out of like a full blown battery pack setup, and so I've got a little petrol generator. That's about it.
Have you got? How long would it take to get the generator online and running? You said about an hour before.
Well, I'd go to my so, but that doesn't power a house. That would be it gives a plug socket, right?
Oh yeah.
So I could now re-plug in stuff. Ideally, you know, but you can't. Like, I rent. So how far do you
Yeah, no, I get it. You don't want to go ham.
adapt your rented
You seem to be cutting out with signal, Mark, and I'm sorry if I'm talking over you, but you cut out
house?
quite frequently.
I can share a link here. Just a second. And if you click on it, it hijacks now your session. But if you have some time, then anyway, and as you said, it will for this security window. Then we have some time, I assume. So if you right now open this one and you keep it running for a few minutes, then you will see a single relay, and it is not so. It from the moment when you open it, you will see new peer selections from this mainnet relay. So like green one is outgoing peer connection. So my relay decided to connect to some other relay, and blue dots and lines are incoming peer connections. So someone else decided to connect to me. And the lines you see are not just straight lines between their peers, but it is a trace route with hops around the globe.
Wow.
Awesome.
These are
Pardon my French.
so this is all data and all logic that we try to put together in this open block perf tool, which is then supposed or soon to become open source. And we will then invite you to run this tool on your relay nodes. Important on relay nodes, we don't want to touch your block producers. This is global network, and this is the relay nodes. And yeah, as said, it is open source. Of course, the big beta database where we then put this together with also on-chain data like stake pool, stake rate, stake history, certificate updates, relay nodes, their IP addresses, the geolocation of this IP address, all this context data is something that we organize on a central place, so you don't need to care about, but it is then part of what you get back as a benefit when you are a contributor. Sorry, Mike, I have hijacked this session here to promote a little bit of my work in the last weeks and months. And yeah, also something that I will mainly follow in the next weeks and also the next year.
That is
That's
very cool.
Yes, very quality work.
That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Insight into their shit, like what's actually going down across the world.
Well, I mean, if you want to test it out with active users, SanchoNet is probably one of the best places for you to test this out. Just saying, because we're very responsive in terms of like just being there to do stuff. But yeah, I mean, like that's really cool. Well, okay, so from what I'm seeing right now, both forks are producing blocks, one much more than the other, for sure. And we'll leave it like that until 7.2 hours. So tomorrow, probably me and Johnny, we could try that. I will try to restore.
7.2 is the other one, Mike. 7.2 is the no block production. It would be 4.8.
Oh,
But yeah.
right, yeah.
But in any case, we'll leave it till
Tomorrow. Yes, I'm not gonna wake up in the middle of the night to. I'll do it tomorrow. They will still be there. I'm confident. And then I will try to. We'll make a small video. What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah. Just to show that the pigs have taken over, that the chickens have no hope, that the pigs will need to be slaughtered in order to get the chickens to win again. But yes, we'll report back tomorrow and explain then.